I'm Valérie Cabanes. I'm a lawyer in human rights and international law, and I'm the spokesperson of the End Ecocide movement, which promotes the idea that we have to recognize a fifth crime against peace and humankind security within the International Criminal Court.
Why is the establishment of an ecocide law globally so important?
The fact is that we are in the denial of some really important and urgent problems, which is the fact that we have overcrossed planetary boundaries. It means that industrial activities have threatened today the life on Earth. And I mean that, for example, the erosion of biodiversity has reached a state where we are entering in sixth extinction of species. The climate change today is irreversible. The soils and the water are globally contaminated, and the ocean acidification has reached a point where the life in the oceans is also threatened, which means that we have to reform the law, the international legal system, in a way to put in the center of our preoccupations the well-being of the Earth's ecosystem. That's one point very important, which means that we have to recognize the rights of nature to to exist, to maintain its own cycles, and even to regenerate. And for what? For the sake of our present and future generations, which means that we have also to recognize the rights of future generations for a healthy environment. So it's so important to understand today that the economical sector and the politicians are very, linked together, and only a law, only a reform of the legal system will provide a frame where we will know which limits we should not overcross in a way to sustain life on Earth and keep the future of future generation real. So for that we need a revolutionary inspiration, a revolutionary new consciousness of the fact that we are nature and nature is us, and that we cannot fight for our own rights, for food, for water, for shelter, if we don't fight for the rights of Mother Nature. That's why we are asking today the International Criminal Court to recognize a fifth crime against peace and human security, which is the primary crime, which is the crime of ecocide, in a way that we can ask the CEOs, the head of states, to be accountable on their decision, and especially industrial activities, in a way to protect the Earth ecosystem and to protect present and future generations. The fact is, threatening the Earth ecosystem is really threatening peace. What I mean by that is that we will fight soon for water, for food, for territories, for lands, and reforming the legal system is the ultimate solution before a kind of revolution of the people against the states and against the system, because we will all suffer very, very closely before the end of the century. And we realize today that the judges, even national judges, but also, for example, the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, realize that they have to give a voice to the people in a way to avoid direct confrontation between the people and the governments. So I can give you examples like about the ongoing climate justice movement. We don't have today a law which is binding to oblige the government to decrease their emission of CO2, for example. Even the agreement reached during the COP21 is not binding.
That carbon traveling.
Exactly, and what we need today is really we really have to, to support those judges who have the courage to say in front of a national court, yes, the state has a duty to protect its territory and its population, and has a duty to protect the future of next generation. And this happened already in the Netherlands in June 2015, in Pakistan in September, and even in Washington when 8 children went to court requesting the judge to decide if the federal government and multinationals of fossil fuels were guilty of breaching their rights of a healthy environment and breaching their rights as future generations. And the judge say, you are right, and is asking now the government to change its policy. And the prosecutor at the International Criminal Court decided in September 2016 that she will extend the way she interprets crimes against humanity by looking deeply now at cases of land grabbing, forced deportation of population, spoliation, illicit spoliation of natural resources, or destruction of the environment, which means that the legal system now is really considering the fact that they have to propose new solutions, and the people have to request their government to support the recognition of the rights of nature, the rights of future generation, and the recognition of the crime of ecocide in a way really to protect our common future and our common home, which is the planet Earth.